Here we have a 2-mark question with an item. The command words. So we know we're using the item within this. It says from item A, examine one weakness of the research. Okay, so we've got to delve into this item to find some useful hooks, things that are going to help us to understand the nature of the research so we can think about a weakness with it. So this research here from the item we're looking is from Young and Wilmot. So Young and Wilmot, 1973, attempted to trace the development of a family from the pre-industrial Britain to present using a mixed methods approach, including historical research and a social survey. The survey questionnaire took the form of a structured interview, with questions on the house, car, occupation, work, leisure, home, and family life. Young and Wilmot's findings suggested that the symmetrical family had become the typical family form in Britain. They described symmetrical relationships as opposite but similar. So, although the husband and wife carried out opposite or different tasks, each made a similar contribution to the home. Decision-making, including financial decisions, was more shared, and family members spent more of their leisure time together in the home. So we've got to look at this item to think about what is actually useful in terms of weaknesses to discuss. There are a range of things. I'm just going to pick out some for you. So we know we need to draw upon it, but not just copy it out when we have this type of question. So first of all, the notion that we're thinking about a structured interview as the modern day piece of research Young and Wilmot have conducted here is important. And remember, they've talked about a structured interview on the house with questions on the house, car, occupation, work, leisure, home, and family life. I think that's quite important to note. There's also a lot of discussion within the item and Young and Wilmot's research about the symmetrical family becoming more typical. We also see here the discussion of within a symmetrical family, similar contributions being made within the home by both partners. So we need to think about the weaknesses here. What weaknesses do we have maybe to a structured interview? What weaknesses do we have? You could perhaps talk about the idea of historical research and then a brand new social survey and how there might be differences between the two methods of capturing data. That might be useful to talk about. Or you might discuss the nature of the topic that's being researched here, the symmetrical relationships. So, in mind, I'm narrowing this down to think about structured interviews and the nature of studying the symmetrical family. So, in a response, it's only worth 2 marks, but you need to ensure that you are discussing the item. I would be certain to use the language item A states. So here we can see it says, one problem with this research is the use of a social survey to measure changes in the family and the nature of the symmetrical family. Item A states that a symmetrical family consists of partners making a similar contribution to the home. And then I've followed this up because we've not really linked it as a weakness, but here we're talking about the weakness of this. It says, contributions to the home are difficult to measure using the quantitative method of a social survey. The nature of this research here lacks the depth needed to truly understand whether or not contributions to the home are of similar value. So, although there's a range of weaknesses we could pick out, here I've just selected to give a weakness about the use of a social survey to study the type of family.